Well, think about this, the border situation. A year ago, even 6 months ago, Arizona sheriffs were overwhelmed and they lobbied hard for $50 million for border enforcement last year in the wake of a voter approved border law that would give law enforcement officers the power to arrest people who were suspected of being here illegally. But after seeing a steep drop in border crossings since President Trump took office, those sheriffs now say they need less than half of that amount. We're joined tonight by Yavapai County Sheriff David Rhodes, who's also the president of the Arizona Sheriff's Association. Sheriff, thanks for joining us.
Hey, thanks for having me, Mark.
How different are things in your county tonight versus a year ago?
Well, in my county, we were doing very well about a year ago. The border counties, though, however, are seeing major differences. You're just not having the number of people showing up, the crossings. Human trafficking is still an issue. Drug trafficking is still an issue. But the reality is, when we made those requests, $50 million for the sheriffs, we were just in a different world than where we are right now with border security. And we just wanted to be fiscally responsible. We wanted to the public, to the lawmakers, and just acknowledge the fact that the federal government's now doing their job, and we don't need as much state money. Don't get me wrong; there's still a lot of things that are going on. We're a border state. We've got things that are happening, task forces, all these things. We need money, but we felt that it was the right thing to do to reduce that request in the light of everything that's happened.
Sheriff, I'm wondering, what is your stance on state enforcement of immigration law versus federal?
Well, everybody who knows me knows that Yavapai County is a 287G county. We honor ICE detainers. We work with ICE to put those detainers and potentially deport people who are in the county, who are here illegally and have committed a state crime. We're going to continue to do that, and I believe that all law enforcement and sheriffs in the state should be doing the same thing.
There are those who say that Prop 314, if it was allowed or is allowed to take effect, it's tied up in the courts right now, but it could lead to racial profiling and other issues. What do you think?
I think that's a really unfortunate and reckless statement for people to be making. It's just not true. We're talking about Prop 314 would allow those local law enforcement agencies on the border to arrest people who they have probable cause cross the border illegally. And there's nothing racial about that. Everybody from any race who crosses the border illegally would be subject to Prop 314. And unfortunately, that's fear mongering that the opposition has used. I'm really sad to hear that.
And how important is it in your mind, from where you sit as a county sheriff, for Washington to pass some sort of bipartisan immigration law for once and for all? Or are you pretty happy with the way things are right now?
Well, no, we're not. We're not happy with the way things are right now. The immigration system is broken. It's confusing. It's complicated. We can't get Congress to do anything about it. Nothing ever changes. We keep dealing with, a raft of executive orders, and it depends on which administration is in office as to what those executive orders are going to say. And we need some consistency and some clarity. We can't have these changes all the time. People who, immigrated to the country or trying to immigrate to the country, they need to understand what the legal pathway is. Employers need to understand who they can hire, who they can't hire. We need some clarity, and we need some consistency. We really need some leadership on that issue.
All right. Hey, Sheriff, good to see you, and thanks for making time for us tonight. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, Mark. Take care.
You too.